The Solar System Tape Archive. A solar system is a star, and all of the objects that travel around it. Planets, moons, asteroids, comets and meteoroids. The solar system we call home is located in an outer spiral arm of the vast Milky Way galaxy. It consists of the Sun and everything that orbits around it. This includes the 8 planets and their natural satellites, dwarf planets and their satellites, as well as asteroids, comets and countless particles of smaller debris. The Sun. The Sun at the heart of our solar system is a yellow dwarf star, a hot ball of glowing gases. Its gravity holds the solar system together, keeping everything from the biggest planets to the smallest particles of debris in its orbit. Electric currents in the Sun generate a magnetic field that is carried out through the solar system by the solar wind. A stream of electrically charged gas blowing outward from the Sun in all directions. This photo is a view of a solar flare taken by Skylab 3's Apollo telescope mount in 1974. Mercury. Mercury's eccentric orbit takes a small planet as close as 47 million kilometers and as far as 70 million kilometers from the Sun. If one could stand on Mercury when it is at its closest point to the Sun would appear more than 3 times as large as it does from Earth. This mosaic shows the planet Mercury as seen by Mariner 10 as it sped away from the planet on March 29, 1974. The mosaic was made from over 140 individual TV frames taken at a range of 60,000 kilometers. Venus. Venus is the second planet from the Sun and our closest planetary neighbor. Similar in structure and size to Earth, Venus spins slowly in the opposite direction most planets do. Its thick atmosphere traps heat in a runaway greenhouse effect, making it the hottest planet in our solar systems. The northern hemisphere is displayed in this global view of the surface of Venus. Magellan synthetic aperture radar mosaics from the 3 8-month cycles of Magellan radar mapping are mapped onto a computer-simulated globe to create this image. Earth. Earth is the 3rd planet from the Sun and the 5th largest in the solar system. Just slightly larger than nearby Venus, Earth is the biggest of the terrestrial planets. Our home planet is the only planet in our solar system known to harbor living things. This is a view of the Earth as seen by the Apollo 17 crew traveling toward the Moon. This translunar coast photograph extends from the Mediterranean Sea area to the Antarctica South Polar ice cap. This is the first time the Apollo trajectory made it possible to photograph the South Polar ice cap. Mars. Mars is a cold desert world that is half the diameter of Earth. Like Earth, Mars has seasons, polar ice caps, volcanoes, canyons and weather, but its atmosphere is too thin for liquid water to exist for long on the surface. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope took this close-up of the red planet when it was just 34,648,840 miles away. The picture was taken only 11 hours before Mars made its closest approach to Earth in 60,000 years. Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet from our Sun and the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter's stripes and swirls are cold, windy clouds of ammonia and water. The atmosphere is mostly hydrogen and helium, and its iconic Great Red Spot is a giant storm bigger than Earth that has raged for hundreds of years. This processed color image of Jupiter was produced in 1990 by the U.S. Geological Survey from a Voyager image captured in 1979. Saturn, the 2nd largest planet in our solar system, adorned with thousands of beautiful ringlets, Saturn is unique among the planets. It is not the only planet to have rings made of chunks of ice and rock, but none are as spectacular or as complicated as Saturn's. Like fellow gas giant Jupiter, Saturn is a massive ball of mostly hydrogen and helium. As Saturn advanced in its orbit, the motion of its ring shadows and the changing colors of its atmosphere continued to transform the face of Saturn, as seen by Cassini in this image, from the mission's 4th year. Uranus, the 7th planet from the Sun, with the 3rd largest diameter in our solar system. Uranus is very cold and windy. The ice giant is surrounded by 13 faint rings and 27 small moons as it rotates at a nearly 90-degree angle from the plane of its orbit. This unique tilt makes Uranus appear to spin on its side, orbiting the Sun like a rolling ball. This wider view of Uranus reveals the planet's faint rings and several of its satellites. The area outside Uranus was enhanced in brightness to reveal the faint rings and satellites. Neptune. Dark, cold and whipped by supersonic winds, Neptune is the last of the hydrogen and helium gas giants in our solar system. More than 30 times as far from the Sun as Earth, the planet takes almost 165 Earth years to orbit our Sun. This picture of Neptune was produced from the last whole planet images taken through the green and orange filters on the Voyager 2 narrow-angle camera. The images were taken at a range of 7 million kilometers from the planet, 4 days and 20 hours before closest approach. This concludes the tour of our solar system. Thank you for watching. This tape was compiled using publicly available resources from NASA's websites.